and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Smell the Coffee with Dana Master and the gorgeous Aina Riza. Way yo! Boop, 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 boop.
Boop, 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 boop. Let's hear it for the one, the only. Let's give like a young step. Just that you guys, I'm not.
Is this December or what?
You must come tomorrow to see my dance moves.
Just.
You must come tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow I'll show you like a. Hey.
At that one in the club, I'm like, hey. I don't even know how to dance. I'm like, hey.
You know, people who can dance, they always look like they know how to dance.
Yes. And then they do the.
Hey, come on,
like
just,
you're not ready.
just come tomorrow, just come tomorrow,
You're
and
not
it
ready.
never happens. But nonetheless, how is it going so far with you?
It's going amazing.
Yeah.
It's December. I think we've been preaching that it's December. Everybody can see it's December, but you know, we waited so long for this.
Yes.
So it's only fair that we celebrate accordingly.
Just to sleep. Oh, we need the rest.
We need rest.
We need the rest, guys. Just if you can even take 3 days where you're just sleeping and not doing anything.
Not doing anything.
Yeah,
You're
you
just
wake up.
coexisting with your couch or your bed.
Yeah.
You just wake up, you go eat, you go back to bed.
You repeat.
Repeat.
Watch Showmax.
Watch Showmax, watch Netflix, watch Hulu, watch Amazon Prime. There's a lot to watch. Catch up on all your favorite shows and series this December. Speaking of favorite shows and series, what do you recommend I watch on
Showmax?
Showmax or Netflix currently?
You can watch the Mommy Club, Sugar and Spice.
Okay.
I know you said you don't like reality, but start there. It's good. You can also watch the Mommy Club. It has 2 seasons.
What's the difference now between the Mommy Club and then the Mommy Club Sugar and Spice?
The Mommy Club is the original show, and then they franchise to Sugar and Spice.
see.
So Sugar and Spice is the mummy, is Indian mummies that live in Durban.
Okay.
The normal mummies are based in Joburg.
I see.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
yes. You can watch.
So they're rich and they are like.
Yeah, they are rich. They are mothers. They are trying to be friends. You know how the reality TV show script goes.
I'm gonna watch it because you know I love watching
Sugar and
shows
Spice
about,
is nice.
about parenthood, like especially rich mommies because I'm meant to
Sugar
be just
and
a rich
Spice,
mommy.
it's opulent. Like
Okay.
they are rich.
Okay.
You can tell they are rich and
There's
they
money
work
there.
and they show off everything. With the mommy clubs themselves, they're like reserved. They don't want to show too much.
Okay.
Why don't you want to show too much if you're on a reality TV show? So with Sugar and Spice, everything is laid out bare. The mummies are so open. Their struggles, their riches, their husband, everything they show.
Okay.
You can watch. Have you watched Adulting?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Adulting
yes.
is gonna come out with a new season, probably
watched
January or maybe late December.
Okay.
So you can watch that. There's another one that is at the top of my head, but I can't remember.
Have you watched Youngins?
No, I have not
People are
watched
saying
Young.
Youngins is a botch. Every review that I've read is saying Youngins is a botch. I don't
But
know.
it's trending. I've heard of it. It's just I just don't like watching high school related things.
Because also, let's be fair. Remember when we used to watch shows about people in college and you had this thing of, oh my goodness, this is how college is going to be. And we got there and we're like,
Nah,
where was the experience we were promised?
I've passed college, so I'm not like interested
it's not
in that
interesting
kind of
anymore.
shows. Yeah.
I think it's interesting for people that are still either in, I don't even think high schoolers are interested in that. I think for people that are still to go to high school. Because they are
Yes.
still deluding themselves into thinking that this is how high school is going to be.
You can watch, I think it's Red Ink. Red Ink is so good.
What's
but
it
it's
about?
only 6 episodes. It's like this guy who plays 2 characters. And he's a murderer. Yo, it's like a good, it's so good. I cannot explain it, but watch Red Ink. There's another one that I want to
I think
recommend.
Showmax has really good
Showmax
stuff,
is the girl.
But my one friend was saying he doesn't like the fact that everything is like most of their shows are 90% in either isiZulu, Setswana,
Yes.
Xhosa, whatever.
You need
it
to
is.
read the
You need to read
subtitles.
the subtitles. But you know what? Because I watch a lot of K-dramas and a lot of other shows from other countries. So now I've mastered the art of having one eye look at whatever is happening and one eye down at the subtitles.
But
So-
also you're watching on your own, so you can always go back. You can just
Yeah.
rewind,
And the thing
pause and
is-
read.
I actually realized I actually understand more isiZulu than I know.
Yeah, and also like Bantu languages, you will pick up what people
You'll pick
are
up
saying.
what people are saying.
Yeah.
So now even because as I'm studying Korean, so now some things you can actually hear without having to read the subtitles. Because the problem is sometimes you know what something is or what they're saying, but the subtitles are just slightly off, and that bothers you a little bit. It's like, but that's not exactly what they're saying. So yeah, people who learn languages are so irritated because it's like, no, but the thing is, the show is so loosely translated, and it's like, girl, you learned the language 2 years ago. Stop.
Yesterday, my friend called me to ask for my Showmax password, and she said she was going to watch something. I just forgot. But like, there is a lot of good stuff on.
I'm currently
Showmax.
watching The Wife.
Oh, The Wife is so good. I would rewatch The Wife. I'm starting to watch The Wife again from the 23rd of December.
Okay.
Like, I'll watch, like, The Wife is so good. I particularly like The Wife of Naledi.
Naledi, His Love. That's what the book was called, I think. Naledi, His Love, yeah.
I don't like Zandile.
Because it was what? Shlomo, the wife, Zandile,
Zandile.
the resolute, and Naledi, his love.
I love The Wife with Naledi.
Okay.
That's like, I would
I'm still at
rewatch
Shlomo.
that.
Oh,
you are still at Shlomo.
So I'm
Yeah,
waiting
but
to see
Shlomo
that.
is a good actress.
She is.
She's so good.
She is. But anyway,
nonetheless,
that brings us to the end of our little intro. If you do have any Showmax recommendations, please hit us up. Even Netflix recommendations, anything, because it's December, we're chilling at home, we need something to watch. On that note, we'll be right back with our interesting and bizarre stories.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nhcom.na.
It's been a while since we've brought you bizarre news on Smell the Coffee, so let's get right into that. A man in China finds dice lodged in nose for 20 years that caused chronic sneezing. A young man who had been experiencing persistent sneezing and a runny nose was shocked to discover that a dice had been lodged in his nasal cavity for more than 20 years. The revelation also left the online community astounded. The man, 23, known simply as Sharma from Shanxiang province, northern China, had been suffering from chronic sneezing, nasal congestion, and a constant runny nose for nearly a month, as reported by Bailu Video. After unsuccessful attempts to treat himself with traditional Chinese medicine, he sought medical help at Shan Kaohsiung Hospital. The hospital diagnosed him with allergic rhinitis and identified a foreign object in his nasal passage, according to the clinic's medical record. Later, an examination through nasal endoscopy conducted by Yang Rong, an otolaryngologist at the hospital, revealed a dice lodged in his nasal cavity. During the nasal endoscopy, we discovered a foreign object, a white lump coated with secretions. Upon extraction, it turned out to be a 2-centimeter dice, partially corroded from being lodged in his nasal cavity for an extended period. It was located in the lower nasal passage, causing damage to the nasal mucosa, Yang explained. Sharma recalled that the dice may have accidentally entered his nose when he was about 3 or 4 years ago, although it remains unclear how it ended up there. However, the situation was particularly dangerous because the dice had adhered to the surrounding tissues over the years. Any improper handling during the procedure could have caused it to fall in his airway, potentially leading to suffocation. Fortunately, the dice was successfully removed through surgery, ending its decades-long stay in Sharma's nose. It remains unclear if Sharma has experienced any long-term health consequences or side effects from living with the dice for over 20 years.
just quickly explain this story in layman's terms.
So basically, as he was a kid, he was playing with the dice and somehow, somewhere it ended up in his nose. So for 20 years, this man was just constantly sneezing and constantly had a runny nose. And otolaryngologists diagnosed him with chronic rhinitis and said, no, just the sneezing, you just have chronic rhinitis. Only later on for them to discover no, because they were trying to now see what is actually causing this. So now that's when the otolaryngologist went up his nose and saw that there was a dye stuck in his nose.
Yo.
For 20 years.
So what's the solution?
The solution is basically, well, they removed it, I guess non-surgically, but be careful with your kids.
Yes.
Because kids always shove foreign things up their nose. I remember my daughter this one time, you know the earphones with the little rubber thing? She removed that. I don't know how she managed to. And then she puts it in her nose.
Yo.
So now there's just this bulge on her nose, on the one side of her nose.
And now, like, what?
And now because now she's trying to get it out. But now because she's poking, she's pushing it further up. Yo. And now I'm saying to my sister, you were with her. What did you think she was doing? She's like, no, I just thought she was playing with it. And I'm just like, yo. So luckily it hadn't gone too further up. And I know this was actually dangerous of me to remove it with a pair of tweezers because I could have also pushed it further up.
Yeah.
And that could have blocked her one passageway.
Yo. Guys, everything is so dangerous nowadays.
Especially with kids. You must always keep an eye out for your kids. And that's why they always say remove the tiny little parts, those parts that are chokeable hazards, because either they put them in their mouth and they will choke on it, or they'll put it up their nose, or they'll put it in their ear. Children are they act on their intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I wonder what would happen if I put this up my nose. I remember my brother, he put a peanut up his nose. He put a ground nut. And then now because of the moisture rather in the nose, this thing started getting bigger and swelling and swelling and swelling. And now his the one side of his nose was just blocked.
Yo.
And they had to take him to the doctor to get it removed.
Yeah, somebody who is removed from someone's life, South African actress and TV presenter, as well as fashion designer Enhle Mbali, have lost her court bid to compel her estranged husband, DJ Black Coffee, to fork out millions of rands in legal fees and spousal and child maintenance. According to Sunday World, Enhle Mbali's application was dismissed with costs at the Johannesburg High Court, with the judge saying her demands were not substantiated and were not reasonable. She reportedly demanded that Black Coffee pay her more than 131,000 rand in monthly maintenance, made up of 80,000 rand child maintenance for their 2 minor children, 30,000 rand for groceries and her household items, as well as 17,800 rand for her beauty cosmetics. In addition, she had demanded that he pay for her medical bills, as she had allegedly suffered depression due to the stress relating to her highly publicized divorce. According to IOL, Enhle altered her legal documents, adding that she lost jobs because of her ex-husband in September. I was under pressure from the respondent to not take up acting events, as he would not accept me doing any romantic or intimate scenes. This demand by the respondent immediately caused many TV productions and companies, and with numerous projects that I had lined up for, to cancel or drop me from their listing of actresses, Entle's statement said. While explaining her reasons for her demands, she said that she had become accustomed to a lavish lifestyle of luxury cars, holidays, and high taste in fashion, and Black Coffee could afford all of this because he earned 100 million rand per annum as a DJ. But the judge dismissed Entle's application with cost in a court ruling this past Wednesday, and ordered that she only gets 15,000 rand a month for spousal maintenance and 50,000 rand in child support.
Wow.
So she's getting 65K.
Okay,
it's a lot, huh?
It's not, no, it's a
Well,
lot.
you didn't work for it.
You didn't work for it, you're just getting 15,000. There are people that are working 8 to 5s that are not even making 16K.
Like, she doesn't need to go to work anymore.
Sure.
No, it's 65K, so she will get 50K.
But 50 is for the kids most.
Yeah, but it goes to her most.
Yeah.
So she'll only get 15,000 rand for spousal maintenance. Imagine still being maintained while you broke up. And then she'll get the 50,000 for child. In total, 65K is going to her account. Bro, what are these people eating that you need 30,000
for groceries? I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, why do your groceries cost 30K?
Bro, what are you eating
What
that
are
we
you
are not
eating?
eating?
I don't even think if you buy your groceries from Woolies, they'd still come to 30K. I
month.
don't know. I don't believe it. Where are you shopping? No, please let us know where you're shopping that your groceries cost 30K for 2 kids and yourself. No, the math ain't mathing.
But she said also in other household items. So I'm thinking it's groceries, electricity, water, maybe the nanny.
The nanny, I guess, maybe. Okay, if we put it like that.
But if you just say 30,000 for groceries, 30,000 is the whole year's groceries.
Yes.
You know, we are 5 in the house, but I spend 1.5
on groceries
a month. Like, where does the 30K come from?
No, honestly, I also want to know. I think if
are you guys eating salmon and oysters? Are you having
every
a chef
day and
over?
caviar, a private chef to come cook? God knew what He was doing when He made me a woman. Because if I was a man, I'd be one of the most difficult men on this planet. I'd be captain of the Stingy Men Association. That would be me. I'd be like, no, explain. Break it down for
every
me.
rent you must explain.
Break it down for me.
And what is this spousal maintenance?
You got me used to this lifestyle though.
Of luxury cars, holidays, and high state in fashion.
Yes. So now you can't just.
But
she
was already a celebrity, I would assume.
No, but
when
now
she
there's
got
money. Now there was. Yes, the thing is, Chumi, first rule of money, never spend your own. So you know when you're spending your own money, you're like budgeting.
Never spend your own
spend
money.
your own money. First rule of money, never spend your own. But like, because you know when it's your own, you're like, perfume for 3K.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
But when it's someone
else's,
let's rock.
You're like, he only spent 3K on my perfume. Imagine that. He could have spent 6K, but he's still cheap.
Yeah.
But you will not spend 3K on your own perfume. So it's just that. I think that's basically what she's saying, that when it was her own money, she was very wise with it.
Yeah, I guess let's have a look at our interview.
All right, Mr. Collard, what makes you passionate about Namib Mills?
Well, here where I'm sitting, at my back you will see our logo, which says Namib Mills, and below that is Feeding the Nation. And that's our purpose in Namibia, feeding the nation. And we're trying to expand the way that we feed the nation every year. So the last thing that we added to our product list is protein from chicken meat. So that is our calling in life. Right. And if you work for a calling in life, you actually have a purpose, and that's what our purpose is.
All right. Now, how long have you been with Namib Mills?
I've only been here for 26 years. So started in 1997 when it was still quite a smaller type of company, only in the milling business. And at that stage, I think the group in Namibia only employed approximately 350 people. And today we employ approximately 2,500 people.
Wow. So like over that span of 26 years, what would you say was your proudest moment here?
Sure. The day that we entered into the pasta market, building a new pasta plant here in Namibia was actually quite an achievement for all of us here. The reason for that was that we were actually trying to do import substitution. But if you have a look at it today, we have one of the bigger production capacities in SACU specifically, even in the southern parts of Africa. So we are currently the biggest importer into South Africa of pasta products. And that from a Namibian perspective can actually make everybody very proud.
Truly impressive. Let's talk about Namib Mills just as a whole. The mission, the vision, the values. You spoke about feeding the nation, which is at the core of your values. Are there any other values that you could just share with us?
Well, every person must actually be value driven, because that in a sense builds your culture. And we are very proud of having a big culture here at Namib Mills, trying to be type of a family, and a family responsible for feeding the nation. So integrity is a big part of our life. And we also would like to have quality products outside and constant availability. So we live that. For us, the most important person in our lives is the customer. So we try to serve the customer as well as we can every day. It sometimes comes at a very big challenge, specifically with bread that's got a very short lifespan. Bread in the food industry is basically like a newspaper. It's only got a shelf life of a few days. Newspaper is even worse than that. It's got 1 day shelf life. So that is quite a challenge, but we are getting it right to a certain extent by even delivering fresh bread from Windhoek to even Katima Mulilo, which is 1,200 kilometers from here. And that actually shows the rest of our consumers that we are passionate about what we're doing. So passion is also a big part of our life here, because what's the use if you have to spend at least 8 hours a day at your workplace, but you're not enjoying it? Then life is not worth living.
That's true, that's true. And you know, you look at the company which has made leaps and bounds over decades. It seems like Namib Mills has never settled. They could have left it at 300 workers, perhaps could have even left it at just a bit above that. There wasn't necessarily any need to bridge to Katima Mulilo, but your passion drives you. So keeping that in mind, what do you see for the future of Namib Mills?
Yeah, you can call Namib Mills personality-wise like a person that's got a deviation was a ADHD. Yeah, so it's that type of person that we are as a company. So we're always looking at new horizons. Unfortunately, Namibia has got one big constraint, and that is the fact that we don't have a big market locally, because we only have 2.5 million people. So we are expanding in the region. And pasta is testament to that, and also instant porridge, which we supply also to South Africa. We also export pasta to Zambia. And then, believe it or not, we're also exporting Topscore to Australia.
Wow.
So we're trying to expand our place of business geographically. But it unfortunately comes at some obstacles. One of the obstacles are that we have to get our country competitive. Because if the country is competitive with its neighboring countries, then you can actually manufacture something here and then export it to another country. And we've been the victim for many years of importing product to Namibia. And that equates to the same as giving a work permit for free to somebody else. So our wish is, and our aim is, to expand regionally. And by that way, we can actually give more jobs locally, and also it will be to the benefit of the local economy.
All right, and just finally, what impact do you personally want to leave with Namib Mills?
I would like to have this company stay passionate about anything that they do every day. That's the one. And the other one is, I think that's also a trait that have been built over a long period, is that we never give up. So we'll always try again and again until we get into that market, or until we get into a new space with regards to a new product. And perseverance is what this company has actually taught me, and I believe that I will leave that behind so that it can go on for generations.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
And it's a wrap for today, but not from us for this December. We'll still be keeping you entertained and company. All you have to do is tune in every morning, every weekday morning at 8, and we'll be there to brighten up your day and to brighten up your screens. But for now, it's ciao.